Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? Welcome back to another day of Indie Miss. Today I thought it would be fun to go ahead and do a full face of Sydney Grace just because they're a brand that I've mentioned quite a lot about falling in love with this year. So I pulled out all the eyeshadows I have from them, some lip products, highlight, blush, and I'm just going to focus on those today. So I already went ahead and did like primer, foundation, concealer, all that base work just because Sydney Grace doesn't have products in those categories yet. They do have a face powder, but I don't own it, unfortunately. Next time I make an order, I will definitely buy it. So starting off with eyes, I have quite a lot of options here, so I went ahead and pulled out my single shadows from them. I think that I might have another palette somewhere, but I know this was majority of my colorful shadows from Sydney Grace. So there's a lot of blues and greens, a little bit of purple. I know I've got some neutrals from them somewhere. And then I also pulled out all the palettes that I have from them. So there's the Chase Your Dreams, which has like a really beautiful sunset color story. There is the Summer Days, which is such a nice, true, like rosy neutral palette. Love that one. I've got the Autumn's Rain here, which was their first eyeshadow palette. And I should already have a video live on my channel ranking all of their palettes in case you're curious to see my full in-depth thoughts on all of these. So I will have that link down below. But then there's the Enduring Love palette. And last but not least, their most recent one, ooh, I'm dropping things, the Tiny Marvels palette, which was their collaboration with Thompson. So gosh, I kind of want to do something purple today. I feel like a lot of their palettes have very beautiful pops of purple. And I've also got some beautiful pops of purple shimmers in their single shadow formula. So let's do that. Okay, I think I'm going to start off with the Tiny Marvels palette. And I'm going to use this shade right here called Jewel Bee. Just going to use that as my transition shade today, since it's more of a soft pastel purple. Just building it up a little bit. I'm also going to take that shade on a bigger pencil brush and just throw it along the entire lower lash line, just as a base, because I'm sure I'll go in with some other colors in a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and take this shade right here, which is called Countess, and it looks like a kind of deeper mauve, and I'm going to pop that right into the crease. Just wanting to add a little bit more depth here. And then I'm actually going to go ahead and take the shade right next to it, which is called Brilliant Realm. It's a really deep purple, and I'm going to pop that on the outer V. I feel like this is making it a little bit more plum, but I'm going to go in with some bright purple on the lid so it should even out. And then just really quickly, I'm going to go back into my very first brush and just lightly blend over that edge. You know what? I might even go back into a little bit of Jewel Bee just because I don't want to lose that pastel purple, and see what a difference that makes just adding it over top. All right, now for the lower lash line, I think I'm going to start off with the Chase Your Dreams palette. And I'm going to take this really beautiful bright purple called The Drive. And I'm going to pop that along the outer half of the lower lash line. You can see that one's really pretty and pigmented. I have this single shadow from them here. This was in my like perfect cool tone palette BYOP that I did, but this one is called Happy Accident from Sydney Grace. Super easy to remember because I always think of Bob Ross, but I'm just gonna grab a little tiny bit of that with my pencil brush, and I'm gonna pop that on the front half of the lower lash line. It's a really beautiful purpley silver. I'm going to take a little bit of the shade Enjoy the Journey just to add even a little bit more smokiness to this. I'm going to take it on that big fluffy pencil brush, just adding a little bit of that to the outer V. Okay, so now for my lid, I think I'm going to go back into the bigger single shadow palette, and I'm going to take this one right here called Deliverer, and then I'm going to use this one right here called Mythical. And I'm honestly just going to use them on my finger because it's super easy. Just pop the more pinky one on the outer half of my lid. Lighter one is a little bit more metallic. It feels more like a pressed pigment, and I'm going to pop that on the front of the lid. That is absolutely beautiful. I feel like I'm a little bit too far down on the camera now that I'm looking. I just redid my setup again. I moved where I was filming. So I apologize. Hopefully my eyes have still been in frame the entire time. But I think that looks really pretty. I don't know if the shade is available anymore, but it's called Maids of Milking, and it's a pink with a purple shift to it. I'm gonna pick that up on my fluffy brush and pop it on my inner corner, just because I feel like that'll be something a little bit different. I'm also just gonna pop into the Enduring Love palette really quickly and use this pink right here called Romeo. It's one of my favorite shades. Just gonna throw that underneath my brow bone for a little bit of highlight. Or a lot of highlight, honestly. I might even take a little bit of that and just tap it over Maids of Milking just to make it a little bit lighter. Okay, really quickly off camera, I'm gonna do some liner, some mascara, and I'll be right back. Okay, so as far as face products go, I have a few like single pans here. There's 2 blushes and a highlight, so I'm thinking maybe this blush would work a little bit better with the tones we've got going on. This is the shade Stiletto. It's just like a mauve. And then this one I want to say is like peach something. Peaches and cream, and it's a peach shade. Does anyone else go a really long time and realize that you never took the paper off mirrors? That happens to me all the time. The other day I was doing my makeup and I was like, this mirror is terrible. I'm like, why can't I see anything? And then I'm like, I never took the paper off, that's why. So we've got those options. And then I also have some loose highlighters here. So I've got, what is this? Radiant Glow, which is more golden, not happening today. We've got Arctic Moon, which is a really pretty purpley tone. I have Pink Lightning as well, which is one of my favorites, but I kind of don't want to use that just because I've used it so many times on camera. And then I also have Black Tie, which is a highlighter, but it's definitely more like the purple mauvey, like blushy side for me rather than highlight. So maybe I'll use the blush, and then I'll use this as a blush topper, and then I'll use this Arctic Moon as a highlight on top. Maybe we could do that and just go all out. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off with the shade Stiletto. Just gonna pick up a little bit of that. Ooh, I forgot that's pretty pigmented. I mean, it blends really nice and everything. I'm just gonna go ahead and very, very carefully pick up a little bit of the shade Black Tie. I'm not even gonna dump any more out. I'm just gonna use what's already kind of smushed on the lid. I'm just gonna put that over it. Just add a little bit of a sheen. If you weren't someone who liked highlighter, but you liked like just the tiniest little bit of glow, you could stop there. I'm not gonna, but you could. I'm just gonna take a little bit of Arctic Moon on a pretty small highlighting brush right here. Definitely gonna have to blend it back a little bit because it does have that purple undertone. Okay, last but not least, we have 2 different lip products, and they are quite different from one another. Here's what they look like. Super different shades, right? So this one here is called Bailey, and it's just a little tiny bit lighter. And then Shaley looks a little bit darker, maybe a little bit more mauvey. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna swatch them out and decide which one to do. There's Shaley. I feel like that definitely goes with the vibe today. It has a little bit more of like a, I mean, it's definitely a pink, but it has the tiniest bit of a mauve undertone. And then, okay, then there's Bailey, which is right there. I mean, I feel like that could work too. It's a very neutral pink, but I think I'm gonna do Shaley today. My lips are so dry from winter, so I apologize that they look so crusty. I've been drinking my water. I think I need to get a humidifier, but this is just where I'm at. My lip glosses are a little bit on the thicker side, but not sticky by any means. Alright y'all, so this is the finished look. I really love how it turned out. I feel like these shadows are always such a joy to play with, and I feel like the cheeks just look so pretty and glowy. I just really, really love Sydney Grace. I feel like pretty much all their products are super high quality, and also I feel like this lip looks even more mauvey on, so I'm glad that I went ahead and chose Shaley. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.